Hey, I'm Alex Saenger with Real Agent Advice, your source for agent insight and inspiration. Today we're with Nancy Bennett in Walnut Creek, California. Let's hear what she has to say about, well, what works for her.
So farming started with a newsletter every single month, and then it's kind of grown to, hey, let's do an event, right? So I'm Irish, and I can sell real estate, but I can't cook and I don't sing, just so everybody knows. So I thought, you know what, let's have a St. Patrick's Day party. So we started with about 35 people, and it was catered, and we had green beer and decorations and just a really nice event in our community, in our farm. This past year, after I think it's 7 or 8 years, we fed 385 families. And it's known, it's infamous a little bit, because everybody gets, well, they have a good time, let's just say. So that kind of event, a garage sale, 100 family garage sale. A shredding day event, which is something I learned at either Mega Camp or a family reunion. So that's a service for the community, and they get to meet us, they get to meet some of our vendors that show up and participate. So there's more than just, hey, I get a postcard and I keep seeing Nancy's, name and face.
So what works for Nancy is farming, and what works for Nancy in farming are events. And she's taking it to a really, really big level. But did you hear what she said? I started at 30 people. And one thing that people don't realize is that events are probably one of the biggest sources of lead generation in terms of building trust and building relationships over time. It doesn't happen all at once, but you can see she went from 30 people to 300 plus families doing these events. Now, what happens when you do these events in a farm area, in a geographic farm area, is people, like she said, people start to expect it, people start showing up, you start getting rapport, you start getting leads. But your farm area doesn't have to be geographic. It can also be your database. Your database is a farm too. The difference is where the geography, where you hold that event, might be different. In my case, most of my events are held here in the office because our office is set up. We have a huge training room. We can reorganize it, decorate it, and things like that. We bring the people to us. In her case, she's actually going out and bringing it to the neighborhood, which is something that I do when I decide to farm. So if you're not doing events, you might want to think about doing it. And if you're doing a farm, you might want to think about doing events in your farm. I'm Alex Saenger with Real Agent Advice. We'll see you next time. If you have some great advice you'd like to share, or you'd just like to grab some coffee, email me at coffee@realagentadvice.com.